with I tell you, 60-60. They're about to go to a commercial break in this Greensboro game. We'll go right to it as soon as they come back from the commercial. 4 minutes to go. Next whistle, there'll be a timeout at 60-60, Gonzaga and Greensboro. So good job by Greensboro today as they've gotten right back in this game. They've made Gonzaga think. Gonzaga lost the ball out of bounds. It's going to be Greensboro ball with a chance to take the lead with 3:51 to go. Wow. As soon as this game comes back from a break, we'll go right to it. And away we go. Iona's crept back in against Duke 19-17 early in that game. Greensboro's done a nice job, Bob. If you're Mark Few, you're going to start to get very, very nervous that you could be a first-round pick. It's a 3, and Greensboro misses it. They get the offensive rebound, however, and Greensboro has just hurt them a couple times off the offensive glass. 3:25. They're going to have to hoist to 3 now because the shot clock, that's a missed shot. Another offensive rebound ball goes out of bounds. Be a blocking foul on Greensboro. It will be Gonzaga ball off the timeout with 3:22 to go. We'll go right to that for the.
Your play-by-play has improved. Fantastic, man.
I wish I knew who the players were, but I don't. Anyway, that was a sequence where I tell you, they had the ball, the chance to take the lead.
Well, what's happening on those? What you just announced there, they had 4 guys on the perimeter, 1 guy inside. So it's one-on-one rebounding inside. So when the shot went up, there's no advantage for Gonzaga, which typically they would have because of size. But it's just 1 guy against 1 guy, and the UNCG guy out hustled them.
And long rebounds off the long jump shots, correct?
Yeah. So very interesting technique.
All right, what do you... listen, an experienced Gonzaga team, Greensboro now. When do you get to a point, if you're Greensboro, you feel that, we know you now belong. Right now, you start to think maybe you can win this game, right? 3.5 minutes to go.
I liked what we just saw on when the players were running back defensively, Greensboro's players.
Clapping their hands and all.
Yeah, big smiles, giving each other 5. I mean, they are feeling good about themselves right now. And that's an important quality in the last 3 minutes of a game.
If you're going to win it, no question about it. So when we get to that game off the timeout, Jason Benetti and Dan Dickow, the ex-Zag, will join us. This is in Boise, the Taco Bell Arena. Still known for the classic broadcasting job by Bob Wenzel with the, I forget, who was it, Hampton? The Hampton head coach.
Georgetown.
When they knocked out Georgetown, they still have a spot on the floor with a little plaque. This is where Bob Wenzel for CBS interviewed the Hampton coach because you had that great upset in Boise a long time ago. Am I right or wrong, Bob?
I tell you what.
I'm right.
You are right, actually. And that was the site where the pod system came into play, because there were a bunch of teams from the Washington, D.C. area playing in Boise. It was crazy. And so after that, they instituted the pod system where the higher-seeded team would play closer to home, and that's what we have today.
And Boise, you said it's a good place for college basketball.
Fantastic. They love college basketball there.
Nice
they
arena?
Absolutely love it. Beautiful arena. Yeah, 15,000. They sell out every single game.
And Boise is usually pretty competitive. I would think if you're no pressure, it'd be a fun place to coach a college basketball team.
No doubt about it. Leon Rice is the coach there, and I thought they were going to be in the NCAA tournament this year.
Yeah, Did you see Boise play this year?
Yes.
Did you see him live in Boise?
Yes.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
They have a player named Chandler Hutchison, will be a first-round draft choice.
Oh,
6'7" wing player who's a fantastic player. He was second in the voting for Player of the Year to Caleb Martin from Nevada in that league, and they have very, very good following there.
All right, very good. So that's the scenario from that standpoint. Iona hanging in there with Duke so far. 7 minutes in, it's a 2-point game. Iona won't be afraid of them, that's for sure. Okay, now we're about to break the huddle. We will go to the live play-by-play. This is Benetti and Dickow. This is live in Boise, 60-60. Gonzaga ball, 3:22 to go. Let's listen.
The left side goal. Free throw is good. He's 5 out of 5 from the free throw line today in his first NCAA tournament game. Childhood friends with Jabari Parker, Norvell, his second free throw. True as well, 62-60, Gonzaga with the lead. UNC Greensboro out of the Southern Conference in navy blue and yellow with the ball. Demetrius Troy floats a high pass caught by Dickey. He had to jump forward at the high post left. On a handoff, Alonso left to the circle, bumping with Williams. Throws for Kuiper, the big guy. Now Troy between the rings. A switch back right, driving on Tilly. Gets caught, pivots, flares it up off the window, and good! Gymnastics from Troy. 62 all, 2:57 to go.
The balance and then the outstretched finish for Troy.
with Dan Dickow, Jason Benetti, a 4-13 dandy. Gonzaga and UNCG tied at 62, 2:45 to go. Silas Melson in white for Gonzaga. Hooks a pass for Perkins. Now wide left of the lane, Williams, who's been tremendous today. Into the lane, tries a jump pass. It's pinballed into the corner and out of bounds. Gonzaga will keep it with 6 to go on the shot clock. And don't forget, later on we'll select the play of the day, brought to you by the Steel Lightning Battery System. See what you can do on a single charge at steelbattery.com. That's STIHL battery.com. 2 to shoot. Right corner, Perkins. A long three is no good. Off the heel. Rebound is out of bounds. And who's going to get it? Gonzaga. 2:26 to go. We're still tied at 62. And a great defensive team has to do it for 30 more seconds on the shot clock.
Credit Zach Norvell Jr. They're active on the offensive glass, digging out another possession for Gonzaga.
Right hash mark Perkins, the redshirt junior out of Colorado. Floats a pass for Melson between the rings. Now Tilly on a drive. Right short corner floater is no good off the window. Rebound snared by Dickey for UNCG out of the Southern Conference from the Piedmont Triad in North Carolina. 2:05 to go. Troy pushes a pass right side for Alonso, the leading scorer for this team. Now Troy between the rings. Scanning. Throws for Alonso. Piercing the lane. Foul line pass for Dickey. 10 to shoot. Back to the goal. 1:52 to play in a tie game. Dickey grinding. Fires it up. No. Tap is good. Jordy Kuiper volleyballs it in. UNCG 64-62. 1:42 to go. The first lead since 13-12 for the Spartans. And a timeout, Mark Few.
Oh, how about this? All of a sudden, all sorts of pools being ripped up, including Eddie Erickson, who bet the ranch on the Zags. How about UNCG? I gave you the statistical breakdown defensively, Robert, and they have played very good defense in this ball game, holding Gonzaga just to 62 points.
They're doing a wonderful, wonderful job, and I'm surprised Gonzaga has not picked up the pressure defensively. They're letting this become a half-court game, half-court execution against half-court execution, which is not going to favor them. They need to press up more, try to get turnovers in the backcourt, try to take time off the clock so that when they get to the front court, they don't have to exert themselves as long defensively.
All right, what do you want Gonzaga to do? What's Few doing right now? 1:30-something to go. He's down 2. First available good shot. You want to go down low to your big guys? You want to shoot a 3? What do you want to do here?
I think you need a touch to Grant Williams on the inside, because he's been their most outstanding player in the game. Whether he shoots it or not is immaterial. It can be a pass back out for a 3. It can be a pass back out for a dribble into the lane for shot, but I think he needs to touch the ball on the interior to get the defense to compact around him.
And straight defense, if you don't score, don't have to foul here with a minute to go down.
No.
Straight defense.
Absolutely. And it's shocking to me that this is where it is right now. And honestly, I hadn't seen Greensboro play all year long.
Nor did anybody. I mean, nobody, I never heard of him. No, I knew him. I'm like that crazy, but you get the idea. Now, I don't know what Greensboro history is in this tournament. The winner of this game will get Ohio State or South Dakota State. So, I mean, how about a true TV game Saturday afternoon between South Dakota State and UNC Greensboro? I won't be on CBS, I can guarantee that. All right, let's go back to Boise now for this first round. Let's finish it up.
For Melson. Overhead feed to Tilly. Lob into the post. Caught by Hachimura. Wide right of the lane. Everything at the arc right now. 6 to shoot. Melson a drive. Sweeping into the lane. He is fouled. Silas Melson was hit on his drive, trying to accelerate to the goal. And Gonzaga will get free throws. Team foul number 9 against UNCG. It's the third foul against Demetrius Troy, the point guard, the guy who steers the ship for the Spartans.
Silas Melson, a good free throw shooter on the season, 88%, only 50 attempts. But in a similar situation as this earlier in the year, the PK 80 missed 2 free throws to give Gonzaga a chance to seal a victory.
Melson first free throw of the 1-and-1. Back iron, no dice. Rebound for Smith for UNCG, and a great late game shooting team at the line with a miss in a key spot. 1:10 to go. Alonso and Troy have done it all. Troy, a high pass on a backdoor lob, goes out of bounds. High risk at the wrong time for the Spartans. Wes Miller grins on the sideline as Gonzaga gets it back with 1:04 to go, down 2.
Interesting call there. Back pick lob. Couldn't quite execute it.
Maybe a little dicey of a choice, huh?
Hey, you're the 13 seed. You got a chance to win. You're going to roll the dice.
1 minute to go. Perkins in fits and starts into the front court. Throws it left, Norvell. Gonzaga at the arc. 55 seconds to go. Down by 2. Perkins a pull-up inside the three-point line is good. We're tied at 64. Josh Perkins with a jumper. 48 seconds to go. No timeouts. Front court right, Alonso for UNCG. Dribbles right, the Spaniard, a long loping step. He throws it off the side of the backboard. Rebound Gonzaga in white. 35 seconds to go. Everyone standing in Boise. Perkins waving his right hand, the redshirt junior staring at the bench. 26 seconds to play. Tie game. Bounce feed Norvell outside right. He lets it rip for 3 and buries it. Zach Norvell, the redshirt freshman, the newcomer to Gonzaga tournament runs. Absolutely hits a lethal 3. 20.8 to go. Timeout on the floor.
Wow, it makes a 3 in front of the Mark Few. What a huge shot. A redshirt freshman and Gonzaga. They're going to lament that alley-oop. You're up 2. They just missed some free throws. You got about 48, 50 seconds to go in a game. You cannot, I know that they're a young, goofy team and Wes Miller and all. That's a shot you cannot do that. You got to play a little more conservatively in that situation, right?
I don't know. I tell you, they were playing free and easy. And when you're playing free and easy, that's the way you play. And the guy was wide open. And the pass,
you don't mind that pass?
I don't mind it at all. I don't mind. I think lob passes to guys who have good hands, and I'm assuming their player has good hands. The pass was just way too low. He was wide open, and there really wasn't even a back screen. It was kind of a brush screen. So Gonzaga fell asleep on the play, no doubt, and he was wide open. There was nobody around him. The pass was short, and that's why they had the turnover. I don't mind it at all.
That's a half court. It's almost a 3. That's a top of the key, more so lob alley-oop up 2 with 40 seconds to go. Work the clock a little bit and get a better shot.
No, they were deep into the clock when
they
made
were deep
that play.
in the clock?
Yeah. It wasn't end of the clock, but I mean, I thought it was a very good play.
Interesting.
Very good play. The previous play, they had a drive at the end of the shot clock where they missed, so they were going for something different.
Bob lost his first round playoff game to Arizona.
I did. We threw a lob pass that didn't connect.
Indeed. All right, let's go back here for the final 20 seconds with Gonzaga.
And a foul called. It's a moving screen against UNC Greensboro. They were playing a 2-man game with Alonso, and he absolutely threw an elbow on the screen. 67-64 Gonzaga. 17.6 to go.
Silas Nelson steps in front of Alonso on the cut. Alonso with the push-off. Tommy Nunez Jr. with the call, giving Gonzaga the ball back.
Looked like Melson might have actually just tripped. Inbound pass from the sideline. Now you got a foul if you're UNCG pretty quickly. Trap comes first. They get it into Hachimura, who's an 84% foul shooter. He's fouled, and he'll go to the line for 2. 16.2 to go. Gonzaga 67, UNCG 64. So Rui Hachimura, the sophomore from Japan, who was maybe the best scorer for this team in league play, goes to the free throw line to try to help ice this for the 4th seed in the West. Free throw, no good long. Still a 3-point game. Gonzaga 12 of 22 from the foul line today. They came in 227th in the country, 70%, but this doesn't even get to that mark. The tall sophomore Hachimura at the foul line, bends the knees, fires, and misses long. Rebound for Kuiper, 13 seconds. UNCG down 3. Smith right wing, jumps for 3. Oh, he rattled it out. My goodness, it was online. Rebound Gonzaga, and a foul by UNCG. That was right down the
how
barrel.
about that? And this Panetti's a pretty good broadcaster, by the way.
He's very good.
I'm not familiar with him. That's a nice job of play-by-play.
I'll give you a story on him. Here it is.
Oh, wow. Winning out is indeed. Oh, my goodness. Greensboro had a chance here. All right, a story on Benetti real quick, Bobby. Go ahead.
I did his first game with him when I was working for ESPN back then, and they called me up and they said, here's this guy. He's done radio, and he has MS, I think. And,
he does?
Yes, and great voice. Met him, and he had a little difficulty with all of the stuff that you have, and he's become, I think, the best guy that they have.
On radio, play-by-play. How
He's
about
great.
that? All right, Bob Gallerstein's got a sports bite. A lot of scores. Bobby will get you caught up. Looks like that they did not make the first free throw. Hold on, we'll get to Bob in a second. Let's make sure he makes the second free throw. Let's go back to this game.
4 straight missed free throws the last 40 seconds for Gonzaga. This one is good. 68-64 and a substitution coming. Garrett Collins checks in for Kyron Galloway for UNCG and Navy. Got to really hustle now if you're the Spartans from the SoCon in this 4-13 game.
This is that tricky timing where some coaches foul. Coach Few has been known to foul in this situation.
Inbound pass.
You can't foul up four, Dan. Come on.
He runs the baseline, heaves it all the way across Boise. In the air, tipped by Gonzaga, taken by Tilley, ahead to Williams. He runs it back out in the front court with 2, drops it off to Melson, and the senior holds it as zeros.
Wow,
hit.
Gonzaga barely hangs in but beats the Spartans. Bob's got that score and plenty others. Mr. Gallerstein does a great job. He's got a sports bite here on Mad Dog Unleashed.